afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
It's Mark's birthday today. You had a nice day for it.
Made it to another one.
Made it to another one. Hey, you'll take as many as you can get,
Absolutely.
right?
Well, thank you very much.
Yes,
it's a great day.
Happy birthday.
I don't remember many birthdays when it's 45 degrees.
I know.
End of February.
Good stuff. But there's big changes coming, too.
We'll get to the weather in just a minute. But first, Madison households making less than 50% of the average median income are eligible for big savings under a program rolled out by the mayor today. We'll find out how you could potentially save.
The nation's highest court takes on student loan forgiveness. I'm Skyler Henry outside the Supreme Court with the arguments and the pushback over the Biden administration's plan.
And state legislators are putting together an agenda of crime bills. Political reporter Will Keneally will have the details from the Capitol.
Let's take a look outside. A little melting today.
Nice to see the sun, too.
What are we looking at here? Oh, some ducks, perhaps.
Enjoying the open water?
In like a lamb for now. We're talking about March. Julian's in the backyard. I guess the for now is a little foreboding.
Yeah, it's March 1st tomorrow already. Wow. Hi, Julian.
Hey, guys. That's right. It is the first day of March starting for tomorrow, which springs off our meteorological spring for our year. And that's going to be tomorrow once again. March 1st is just around the corner. February just went out like a blink of an eye. But today was honestly a pretty nice day for us, so much so that I even drove into work with my windows down. Though cloud cover did build for us as we got into the rest of our afternoon, it's going to stick like that throughout the rest of tonight as well. Taking a look ahead, temperatures 43 degrees. Not bad for the end of February. And those temperatures will be steady into the upper 30s throughout the overnight hours. Cloud cover is going to linger as well, but overnight, we're going to be tracking some wet changes, but it's not going to accumulate too much. Current temperatures around southern Wisconsin at 43 degrees in Madison, with 45 at Janesville and 41 for Platteville. Taking a look in Dane County, pretty much everyone is at 43 degrees as of right now, with 42 degrees for our friends in Sun Prairie. Moving along, as we see for tonight, we'll fall to about 33 degrees for us. We are going to be tracking some rain and snow showers that will come pretty late into our Wednesday morning. And throughout southern Wisconsin, the middle to upper 30s is really what we're going to be looking at just south of Dane County. But we do have an alert day in the forecast for a possible snowstorm. It's not Thursday this time, though. It's going to be looking for our Friday. We'll get into the details of that in just a few moments. But first, let's talk about our first warn traffic. As of right now, things are rather smooth along the Beltline, but we're going to break down those details of what we can expect with more snow on the way in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Well, if your household in Madison makes less than half of our area's average median income, you're likely eligible for a cut to your utility bill under a new plan from the mayor today.
The new MadCap program begins tomorrow. Eligible residents can get a $20 to $30 discount on their municipal services bill.
Our Andrew Banstra was with the mayor when she unveiled the plan and has the story. Andrew?
Susan and Mark, your monthly bill, averaging about $100 a month, is the one that covers water, sewer, landfill, and other city-related costs. Your household must make 50% or less of the average median income in Madison. For example, a two-person household making less than $46,000 a year would qualify, as would most people on WIC or SNAP programs.
I just want to re-emphasize why this is so important in our community. We see households struggling to be able to stay in Madison and afford to live here every day. And again, we can't control all of their costs, but this is one cost in people's daily lives that the city does have control over.
This is the first water utility financial assistance program in Wisconsin, and it's going to be a 2-year pilot program to be evaluated upon completion. Tune back in at 6 to learn how you can participate in the program and how much it'll cost the city.
We will see you at 6, Andrew. Thank you. Local Democratic representatives encourage the legislature to pass Governor Evers' proposed child care investment. The Child Care Counts program was created using federal COVID dollars and is set to expire next year. Today, Senator Melissa Agard, Representative Melissa Ratcliffe, and others met at the Learning Ladder, a Cottage Grove child care facility, to talk about Governor Evers' proposal to continue to fund the program into the future.
A child care cliff is in fact looming in Wisconsin if the Child Care Counts program disappears.
Senator Agard discussed the necessity of child care from her perspective, talking about just how important it was for her family to find adequate care while they worked. It was a prominent issue that we heard a lot along the campaign trail: crime.
And now back at the Capitol, state lawmakers are putting together an agenda of crime bills. Political reporter Will Keneally has more. Will?
So this is part of a slate of bills that the Assembly Public Safety Committee is hearing, one of the first slate of bills that this committee is hearing this session. And it's including bills that are geared towards curbing reckless driving around the state, hiring dreamers as police officers. And this proposal, which would require felons caught in possession of a firearm to be sentenced to a minimum of 5 years. Now that's currently the maximum sentence for that offense.
If people know that there is a standard penalty for illegally possessing a firearm, they might think twice about doing so. Standardizing the length of confinement makes sentencing consistent. Convicted felons who already know it is illegal for them to own a gun will face the same repercussions.
That's one of the Republican bill authors. Now, we did hear from some Democrats asking whether having a mandatory minimum might force defendants to take those charges to trial. Now, we'll expect more debates when the committee meets again to approve that bill. But coming up at 5, we'll delve more into the legislation that we talked about earlier, efforts to make the streets in Wisconsin safer. Until then, reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Will. We'll see you at 6 or at 5, I guess it is. President Biden used the COVID pandemic as a way to forgive thousands of dollars in student loan debts for millions of Americans. But some Republican-led states have sued, claiming he doesn't have the authority to do that.
Today, the Supreme Court justices heard arguments in the case. Skylar Henry has more from the Supreme Court.
Students demonstrated outside the Supreme Court as justices heard arguments about the constitutionality of President Biden's program to forgive up to $20,000 in student loans for millions of Americans.
I applied immediately once it came to my email, and I saw that I was approved within a few days to a few weeks. But then it was also very disheartening to turn around to see that the Supreme Court did put a pause on that.
The conservative members of the court had questions about the president's ability to sidestep Congress in forgiving the loans.
We take very seriously the idea of separation of powers and that powers should be divided.
But the government argued the 2003 HEROES Act gives the Secretary of Education the power to waive any provisions of the student loan program in a national emergency. That argument seemed persuasive to the liberal justices.
Congress doesn't get much clearer than that. We deal with congressional statutes every day that are really confusing. This one is not.
As many as 43 million Americans could see some or all of their student loans forgiven if the court allows the program to continue. But some of the justices question whether that's fair to everyone else.
Why was it fair to the people who didn't get arguably comparable relief?
It was fair because in the absence of this relief, it's undisputed that there are going to be millions of student loan borrowers who are not going to be able to pay their student loans.
The Congressional Budget Office says the program will cost more than $430 billion. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
And the court is expected to issue a ruling in the case sometime early this summer. With Russia's war in Ukraine now in its second year, Defense Department officials were called before both the House and Senate Armed Services Committees. Now, as the war enters a second year, the House and Senate Armed Services Committees are asking Pentagon officials to account for U.S. taxpayer money spent on Ukraine, which now totals over $113 billion. House Republicans are expressing concern that money earmarked for military, economic, and humanitarian assistance will end up in the wrong hands.
So you can confidently say that to your knowledge, every sensitive weapon is currently under control of those who should have them.
We're laser focused on this issue and engaged in robust oversight to make sure that's the case.
Undersecretary of Defense Colin Kahl testified today the F-16 training and delivery timeline is 18 months, which won't help Ukraine now. He says their top priorities are working air defense systems, artillery, and tanks. The ultimate goal to hold onto the whole of Ukraine.
There were some testy exchanges today in the double murder trial of Alex Murdaugh. The disgraced South Carolina lawyer has pleaded not guilty to the 2021 killings of his wife and 22-year-old son. Tensions ran high when the defense questioned Murdaugh's former law partner about his feelings toward Murdaugh, who admitted stealing millions of dollars. Ronnie Crosby denied that his feelings influenced his testimony.
You are dead wrong if you think I've come in here and told this jury something because of money. When we're talking about two people who were brutally murdered.
Prosecutors called back Crosby to comment on Murdaugh's skill in a courtroom after the disgraced lawyer testified last week he did not kill his wife and son. The prosecution also recalled the pathologist who conducted the autopsies after a defense expert suggested two shooters may have been involved. Murdaugh faces 30 years to life in prison if convicted on the murder charges.
Well, Black History Month ends today, but Madison College made sure it went out with style with their Black History Month fashion show this afternoon. Madison College asked students who identify as African and Black students what they wanted to see on campus, and a fashion show was one of their ideas. So today, the school presented 14 student models to represent Black and African cultures.
We put this on to create a sense of belonging for students who identify as either Black or African, and create a sense of belonging for Madison College students, and also for the community to just see students celebrating their culture as well.
The fashion show also had African food as well as a DJ and photography.
Well, today is the last day to nominate all of your favorites for Best of Madison 2023. Visit MadisonMagazine.com or Channel3000.com to vote for your favorite restaurant, bar, hospital, florist, gym, and many other categories. Up to 6 top vote getters in each category will become the finalists in round 2, and voting on the finalists will begin June 1st to determine the final winners of Best in Madison in each category.
You can vote every day. Well, it ends today. So.
Vote early and often.
That's right. Yeah. Well, happy Hygge, everybody. It's International Hygge Day.
You don't know what that is? Well, we'll find out more about it, where it comes from, what does it mean, and what are we supposed to be doing today to celebrate when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
Lake Ridge may be a new name, but it isn't a new bank. It's one built on over a century of community commitment. One equipped with all the knowledge and resources of 145 collective years of experience. Monona Bank and State Bank of Cross Plains are coming together as one. As Lake Ridge Bank, we're doing more together for you.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can permanently remove stubborn fat in just one visit. Don't wait. The results I've seen achieved are truly outstanding.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
Oh, the weather. What's the chance of rain tomorrow?
Ooh, 80%. I make it rain. I make it rain.
Speaking of making it rain, at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, we have an average 95% payout, which leads you to more chances of playing longer and more chances to win big. Play longer, win more, chances are you're gonna like it.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Welcome back. More than 6 million adults have heart failure in the U.S. That is according to the American Heart Association.
This condition may make it more likely for patients to suffer a stroke and heart attack. But a new study finds a cell therapy may reduce those risks. The symptoms of heart failure are often treated through medication. A new study finds cell therapy involving adult stem cells from bone marrow administered directly into an inflamed heart through a catheter could result in a long-term 58% reduced risk of heart attack and stroke in severe heart failure patients.
Works along with the treatments that we already have. So you can imagine we keep everybody going and doing better with the medicine, and now we have a treatment that actually addresses the cause and quiets everything down.
The researchers say their findings should be considered as hypothesis generating in that they show this cell therapy concept could work, but clinical trials would be needed to specifically confirm the effects of these stem cells on heart attack, stroke, and other health events.
Roads are getting more dangerous for pedestrians in the United States. That's according to the governor's Highway Safety Association. 3,400 pedestrians were killed in the first half of last year. That is an average of 19 deaths a day and a 5% increase over the same period last year, a year that set a 40-year record for pedestrian fatalities. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has released its first ever report dealing with racial equity in farming.
The report details over 30 recommendations. The USDA Equity Commission was born out of a Biden executive order calling for federal departments to address racial equality and underserved communities. It's led by outgoing Deputy Secretary Jewel Bronaugh, the first black woman to serve in the #2 spot at the USDA. Specifically, the report calls for greater diversity, equitable access to USDA programs, and accountability for the agency to follow through on those changes. Well, Target's decision to cut prices is paying off. Holiday quarter sales rose slightly, up nearly 1% compared to the same period the year prior, but that beats Wall Street's expectations, which predicted a decline. Target says consumers spent more money on food, beauty, and household essentials.
Consumer confidence, however, dipped for the second straight month as stubborn inflation and anxiety over a slowing economy is weighing on many people. The Conference Board reported today its consumer confidence index slipped to 102.9 from a reading of 106 in January. The group measures how consumers are feeling about current business and labor market conditions. Rising interest rates and concerns about a potential recession could be behind that dip.
And stocks closed lower on Wall Street, closing out a volatile month. The Dow Industrials fell 232 points, ending the month at 32,656. The NASDAQ lost 11 points, and the S&P 500 was off 12. Well, there's a word you might be hearing a lot about today.
It is a Danish word spelled H-Y-G-G-E, and it's pronounced, we'll let our guest say it. How do you say it?
Hygge.
Hygge. Hygge.
It's the Danish art of living well and self-care, and today it's International Hygge Day. Klaus Andersen is a professor of Scandinavian Studies at UW-Madison. Welcome.
Klaus, nice to see you.
so
You don't say it, you say it better than we say it.
Well, yeah, he's Danish.
It's
Hygge.
Yes.
Hygge.
And thank you for having me.
It's nice to see you.
So what is this?
Well, hygge is a Danish concept, as you already say, right? And it refers to a feeling of coziness that leads to more contentment and well-being.
Cozy.
Cozy, yes. I define it as pleasant togetherness. And pleasant togetherness involves two things, right? There's the pleasant, which is something about an atmosphere, the things that make up hygge, and then there's the togetherness, the social aspects, the people you're with. And if we take the first thing, right, which would be the atmosphere, it is about the candles, it is about turning down the lights, indirect lightings, and maybe a hot drinks, right? Creating a comfortable, relaxing, and welcoming atmosphere. And then the other side, the togetherness, is being with people you like, friends and family, and embracing that sociability and equality in the moment you're with them.
So this is more than just one day. It's sort of a lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle, right? And I think one of the things that why it's been embraced here in the US as well, and where we hear about it, is that Scandinavians, and the Danes specifically, right, have been named some of the happiest people in the world for a couple of decades, right?
Yeah, year after year.
Year after year. And so part of this is like, what is it this concept can do, and how is this related to the happiness? What does it mean if we take a few moments out of our life, right, and embrace the moment, relax, spend time with the people we like and we care about, and just, yeah, pull the plug for a little bit.
And do things that feel good to you, like eat chocolates and drinks and...
Simple things, like lighting a candle, not necessarily like having champagne and caviar.
No, but that could be one of them, right? It's very much being with other people, listening to yourself and listening to them, and being in that moment, right? So one of the ways you can learn from it here in the US, if you turn off the TV. I shouldn't say that, but being on TV, right?
A little bit. Not right now.
Putting your phone away and doing these small things and just embracing the people you're with.
Family, if you eat together for dinner,
yeah,
have everybody together.
Yes,
cozy.
and I think that is one of the things, right? I mean, here in Wisconsin, where we have the long, dark winters, one of the ways we can use hygge, I think, is to, instead of fighting off the darkness, we take that darkness and incorporate it into our life. And we do it in my family, for instance, right? When we have dinner, we turn down the lights a little bit, and we always light a candle. And that makes the dining room much more enjoyable, right? Inviting. You want to sit there and spend time talking to the people you like. Instead of, I think, the way you do it here is often that you turn on what I call the stadium lighting, right? 400 light bulb bulbs, right? That kill any sense of coziness or any sense of hygge.
So it's a lifestyle. I think we need to look more into this.
It really makes a lot of sense.
And it's just one day to draw attention to it, as you say.
Yes,
it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Klaus, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, very
so much for having me.
Very interesting. Great to see you.
Dennis, get some candles out here. Turn these lights down. Thank you. Still to come at 4, a kiss is just a kiss, or is it?
Jeannie Mose looks at a new smartphone attachment that will let you kiss long distance. That's coming.
This isn't who.
No, definitely not. That's coming up after Julian's First Warn forecast.
Parker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Parker Heating and Cooling.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something on the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $19.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Join the Circle of Life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Well, take a look at this. If teamwork makes the dream work, then these bald eagles are an all-star ensemble. We call this move home improvement via synchronized stick movement. These lovebirds at the National Conservation Training Center in West Virginia are sprucing up their nest, which was first built by an American bald eagle couple in 2003 and has been continuously used and maintained since.
I love that.
Still the month of love.
Yep, there you go.
Gotta love that.
Teamwork.
We can watch those cameras all day long.
I know, I love those things.
Yeah.
Beautiful day. Thanks for the nice weather for my birthday.
You're welcome. Did you have the windows down when you came in?
I did.
So did I.
It felt
great.
Oh my gosh, it felt amazing. I was almost sweating coming into work.
The sun is getting warm now this time of year.
Oh, you gotta love that, especially since we've been dealing with so much cold. Gotta have some nice 40s, but that's going to be very short-lived, unfortunately.
More winter weather on the way.
That's right, and that's why we have an alert day in the forecast, folks. So we'll give you the details of what we're thinking with the first one forecast coming up after the break.
New iVisia Dry Eye Drops. Made with hydrating polymers, moisturizing hyaluronic acid, and revitalizing trehalose to reduce dryness, discomfort, and strain. iVisia. We see a better way.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Backyard living season is coming soon. Coolview has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 15 to 25%. Cover your deck with a screen porch, an enclosed porch, or sunroom. If you have a screen porch, let us turn it into an enclosed porch. Shade your patio with a pergola or awning. All on sale now. Let Coolview show you how to tame your backyard blues. Call now for a quote before the sun sets on savings.
Get a new view from Coolview.
Do you suffer from chronic
Extremist Dan Kelly wants abortion banned, even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. For years, Kelly was on the payroll of a radical anti-abortion group working to take away women's rights. On the court, Kelly will uphold Wisconsin's 1849 criminal abortion ban that strips women of their freedom to make personal decisions on abortion. Dan Kelly, an extremist who doesn't care about us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, we have a lot to get into, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Getting into our weather headlines, take a look at our 3 things we'll need to know. Well, we're looking at some nice weather for today, but getting into tonight, we're going to start to see some rain and snow showers, but temperatures will stay within the 40s by the time we get into our Wednesday. Then a cold front's going to roll its way in, bring us into the upper 30s by the time we get into Thursday. And for Friday, we're looking at another round of some snow potential and colder temperatures. But as of right now, here's a live look outside. Cloud cover is going to be sticking around for us throughout the rest of tonight, and temperatures themselves will fall from the lower 40s into the upper 30s for tonight. May see a couple of isolated showers, but mainly going to be tonight where we're looking at any kind of rain or snow. So for tonight, temperatures will fall into the lower 30s around Madison and much of southern Wisconsin. Some areas will hold into the middle to upper 40s or 30s, excuse me, but that's mainly going to be between Platteville and Janesville, which is going to see a low around 35 degrees for Platteville and 38 degrees for Janesville. Tomorrow is going to be another mild day, so a windows down type of day for us throughout our Wednesday. Upper 40s throughout Madison, near 50 degrees for Janesville, and around 48 degrees and for Platteville. It's going to be a wonderful start to our March. Now, taking a look at our future track. We are watching for a couple of pickup isolated showers, mainly snow north of Dane County, but some rain throughout much of southern Wisconsin until we get into the later parts of tonight, where some colder air aloft will start to transition that rain into some snowfall, but we are looking for it to mainly be a mix as we transition into our Wednesday morning, where it's looking to pretty much end. Not looking for too much in terms of rainfall, maybe 1/10 of an inch. Areas closer towards Wisconsin Dells, Lone Rock, and Boscobel could see from 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. And for snow, trace amounts, if anything at all. We're not looking for this event to really be much in terms of accumulation. Now let's talk about what's happening later into the week. We have a possible snowstorm that we've been tracking late Friday morning into our Friday evening that could bring in some accumulating snow that could be disrupting some areas, especially from Dane County and to the southeast. That's where our best chance of seeing any significant snowfall will be, which is going to be southeast of us. Now there is still lots of disagreement from our deterministic models as we get into our Friday. So we're looking at this one model, which is bringing in plenty of snowfall that will be tracking a bit more north. So that would be giving heavier amounts around Dane County and areas to the north as well. But there is still some sharp cutoff that we're going to be watching for. Now, this is one run that we're watching going into our Friday, bringing in about 8 to 10 inches of snowfall for us here around Dane County and areas to the south. Now, here's another one where it kind of pretty much just sticks into the southeast, not so much for Madison. So the highest snow totals will mainly be from Milwaukee and south near towards the Chicago area. Now, the first one forecast team, we're going to be looking at our best bet for snow potential to mainly be around Dane County, 1 to 3 inches of snowfall, but there's a very sharp and narrow band that will be potentially be bringing in around 3 to 6 inches of snowfall just southeast of Dane County. Again, that'll be for the Janesville area, but that small corridor, mainly between Kenosha and towards Chicago, could see mainly the significance in terms of snowfall. Here's a look at our 10-day forecast as we get in throughout the rest of the day or for the week. We're going to be looking at our alert day again for our Friday. Could see 1 to 5 inches of snowfall in total for many areas of southern Wisconsin. Leading into our Saturday, may have a couple opportunities for some late showers, but overall things are going to stay rather mild for the weekend into the lower 40s. And then next week, we still have another active weather pattern. At this point, as long as we can only just get a couple of inches, not a whole dump, that's what we're looking for.
Well, now that it's March, it usually melts pretty quickly, doesn't it? It doesn't stick for a long time.
I did look at some of the data from March in itself. We typically only see about 6 to 7 inches in total for Madison in terms of snowfall. So it doesn't stick around too much, and we don't really get too many heavy storms either.
It's a ways off, too. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will.
Thanks, Julian.
Well, we first told you about this yesterday. There's a new device for sale in China that lets you send and receive lifelike kisses through your smartphone.
As CNN's Jeannie Mose reports, these lips have tongues wagging.
Nobody is kissing the in-person kiss goodbye.
Nobody ever kissed me the way you do.
But chances are nobody has ever kissed you this way through a lip-shaped device that plugs into your phone. The idea is to send someone a kiss long distance. Sensors transmit pressure, movement, and temperature data that's received by another pair of lips. So your kiss is replicated on their lips. Who says?
A kiss is just a kiss.
Similar tech for remote kissing first surfaced less than a decade ago with the Kissinger. Not that Kissinger. A kiss sent via messenger was dubbed the Kissinger. Robotics lecturer Human Samani worked on that project, and he thinks there's an issue with the latest device being sold for about $40 in China. It's the lifelike lips. You think it makes it too creepy?
Yes.
As one poster put it, weirdo. It's called the uncanny valley effect. Research shows attraction to robotics plunges when things seem almost human.
So my opinion is we shouldn't have real lip.
Many cited the Big Bang Theory episode.
See? Internet kissing.
That seemed ahead of its time.
Like this? Close. Really French it.
No wonder some think something is missing on the latest gizmo. Where's the tongue?
I'm impressed. This is very lifelike. Well, you just bit my tongue. Oh, I was being playful.
But can a pulsating e-kiss carry the electric charge of, say, Rhett Butler, though a remote kiss would have saved him from Scarlett's wrath?
You low-down, codly, nasty thing, you!
Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
That is creepy.
We had enough of this yesterday. It should have moving lips.
No.
Not here.
No.
Only in China.
Just use the emoji, the little kiss emoji instead.
All right. Well, coming up next here on Live at 4, Consumer Reports has tips to keep yourself safe during what's left of the winter.
And then coming up next hour at 5, today marks the last day that you can weigh in on how Wisconsin takes care of its gray wolves. Our Catherine Merck has more on the DNR's wolf management plan coming up tonight at 5.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Nominate the Best of Madison online today, including Don's Home Furniture for Best Furniture, Best Home Accessories, and Best Outdoor Living. Nominate all your favorites on MadisonMagazine.com.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday! Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $10.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
A convicted felon kidnapped and raped a 15-year-old girl, abducting her off the street in broad daylight. Judge Janet Protasewicz could have sentenced him to 20 years. Instead, she put him back on our streets.
What detractors would say is you having been soft on a violent sexual crime.
I would say that that's ridiculous.
Judge Protasewicz puts our families at risk, and putting her on our Supreme Court, that's what's ridiculous. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This year, say yes.
I couldn't be more thrilled with my results. I'm over the moon happy. Look at that waist.
Yes to confidence.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
Yes to a new shape.
These are my results. I am so happy.
Yes to a new you.
I'm Dr. Elena Vega. Imagine you could remove this much fat from multiple areas all at one time.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good.
I have the flattest tummy that I've had in 25 years.
I'm able to wear things that I never thought I would wear again. I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
Find out how you can get $250 off with our New Year exclusive offer. Call 1-800-993-0752 or go to sonobello.com.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor.
Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
New at 5, Wisconsin houses the second largest collection of black periodicals in the country. News 3 Now showcases the importance of black media in history and its relevance today.
March will come in like a mild lamb tomorrow, but the weather can change rapidly this time of year. A first warn alert day is in the forecast for accumulating snow and the potential for a winter storm. I'll tell you how much snow we might get at 5.
And ahead at 6, new plans for managing Wisconsin's wolf population. We take a closer look at how the DNR is protecting the endangered species tonight at 6.
Giving the old weather satellite a spin, we end up where? Hollywood, I guess.
There's an iconic shot. Actually, it's not as warm as you think.
57 degrees.
Yeah, nice and sunny there, though.
Yep, absolutely. Well, winter's ice and snow can increase the risk of injuries like slips and falls.
But you can prepare yourself and your home for the next storm that's coming, on Friday?
Apparently. Our Shane Hogan has some Consumer Report safety tips and products.
All I know is that I hit my head really hard.
Ever since Catherine Malmgreen slipped and fell on her icy driveway, she's wary about walking on ice and vigilant about keeping her driveway as safe as possible.
I make sure that there is salt on the driveway and that if I happen to be walking down it, that I have those ice cleats to wear.
Consumer Report says they've got the right approach, but which kind is best and how do you avoid damaging your driveway?
All ice melts are salts. Rock salt, which is sodium chloride, is good down to temperatures of about 15 degrees Fahrenheit. For anything less, go with calcium or magnesium chloride.
Next, prep smart. Before a storm, lay down a thin layer of ice melt, then another layer during the storm. It makes it easier to shovel and clear away the snow and ice. And while you're outside clearing the snow or just braving the weather, it's also important to choose the right footwear. Lacing up shoes and boots with non-skid rubber treads can help you avoid slips and falls, and they should fit snugly. Want even more traction? Well, CR tried out slip-on ice cleats, also known as ice spikes, crampons, nano spikes, and micro spikes. They attach to your shoes with rubber harnesses and or straps and have spikes or screw heads that dig into the ice to keep you from slipping. Testers tried them outside in real-world icy conditions. And for consistency while maneuvering on this contraption, these stable stabilizers Max 2 offered the most stable feel, though they're relatively heavy. If you want to be more active and run around in the cold weather, CR says these Catula micro spikes are a good option. While they were the least stable on hard surfaces, they excelled when testers ran on snow and ice-covered trails. This is Shane Hogan.
Well, hopefully we won't need them till next year.
I bought a pair of those. Remember, I did a triple toe loop and broke my wrist?
I have the Yak Tracks.
Yeah, they make a huge difference.
Yeah, I needed them today. And if you're worried about salt damaging your driveway and other walkways, Consumer Report says try cutting your ice melt with sand, which can also provide some traction.
Spring is almost here.
It is.
It's almost here.
Dr. Jeff Potoff joins us next with the latest vaccine news.
We'll be taking your medical questions live. So if you have a question for Dr. Potoff, call now. The number is 608-270-9933, and we'll take your calls when Live at 4 continues.
The world's largest consumer bicycle show and sale, Bike-O-Rama's at Madison's Alliant Energy Center, March 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Test ride the best bicycles and e-bikes indoors.
Factory reps can answer your questions about the new bike model.
All at the lowest prices of the year.
Bike-O-Rama, March 10th, 11th, and 12th at Madison's Alliant Energy Center.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
Is your house frustratingly cold? Here's some good news. You can upgrade to our high-efficiency foam insulation, and the federal government will pay up to 30% of the cost in the form of an energy tax credit. Our foam keeps the cold air out, your warm air in, with lower energy costs all year long. And again, the energy tax credit covers up to 30% of the cost. Our schedule is filling fast, so call now and get in ahead of everyone else. It's time to stop freezing and start saving.
USA Insulation.
We so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS. And Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer. The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Well-qualified buyers get 2.99% financing on all Equinox models, or get $1,000 cash allowance on all 2023 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
Dad always said I was special, that I would do something big someday. But for a while, we were just worried about getting to tomorrow. At UW Health, we found the team that made it their mission. Not just to get me through the day, but to give me a new life and a new kidney. Now, my future is infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
The world's largest consumer bicycle show and sale, Bike-O-Rama's at Madison's Alliant Energy Center, March 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Test ride the best bicycles and e-bikes indoors.
Factory reps can answer your questions about the new bike model.
All at the lowest prices of the year.
Bike-O-Rama, March 10th, 11th, and 12th at Madison's Alliant Energy Center.
And quick update on our traffic. We are expecting some slow spots on the eastbound side of the belt line just off of the Dodgeville exits. And outside of that, we are looking for some slower spots on US 51 as of right now. So expect some delays on the roadways as you're heading out. So it's going to do it for our traffic update. Let's go ahead and sign it over to you.
All right, Julian, thank you. We are taking your calls today for Dr. Jeff Potoff.
The number to call is 608-270-9933. We have 3 lines open if you have a question for Dr. Potoff.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Welcome back. Hello, doctor.
Hey, sorry, I'm not paying attention here.
So the flu, we sort of dodged a bullet. The vaccine seems to have hit the mark pretty well.
Yeah, so if we look at flu data this year, the flu vaccine, if you look at adults, it reduced their likelihood of hospitalization by 50%. That's really good for a flu shot. Even better for children, reduced their likelihood of hospitalization by 75%. So in all the mess of, COVID and everything going on right now, the flu shot was a clear winner this year.
Oh, that's good news. All right, should we get to the phones?
Sure, let's start with Bev in Beaver Dam. Hi, Bev, what's your question?
Hi, I've gotten all the vaccinations plus the booster for COVID. The last booster shot I got was in September of last year. I'm assuming that is good for about 6 months. What do I do pretty soon?
Does she need another one?
Yeah, no, this is a great question because a lot of folks are wondering, I've got this booster. If you got the bivalent booster, a lot of folks got it back last fall, and there hasn't been a lot of information out there on what to do next. So what we know right now is that there isn't a recommendation to get another booster at the moment. We think that the CDC will likely go to about a once annual vaccine. And the reason they can do that is even though after getting the booster, you have really good protection against any symptoms for a couple months, and then you can get symptoms again. The real thing they're looking at, though, is that protection against severe disease. And what we're finding is that even with that booster last September, protection against severe disease is likely to last at least 10 months, maybe up to 12 months. So that's where they've been going with it, is really getting boosted patients that long-term protection against severe disease and not so much worrying about whether someone comes down with more mild symptoms.
Okay. And if you had COVID, you're good for about 10 months, they're saying now.
Yeah, there's this new study that was published. It was in The Lancet, and it really looked at not so much the Omicron variant, so it might not hold up with that, but for those variants before Omicron, if you got a natural infection, you would then have protection for about 10 months against severe disease, just like the boosters.
All right, let's go to Carol in Middleton. Hi, Carol, what's your question?
I have a question concerning vaccinations also. I received a booster in September of 2022, and I'm wondering if I need to have another one.
Yeah, similar to the last caller, a lot of people are wondering about this. So I think it's really good to let folks know that if you've gotten that bivalent booster, that last booster that was initially available in fall of last year, you're good right now. What that means for you is that if you came in contact with COVID, you might develop symptoms, but those symptoms would likely be mild to maybe moderate. Your protection against severe disease, which we really care about, keeping you out of the hospital, certainly keeping you from dying, that protection's still really good, will probably still be good until August, September of next year.
But if you still get COVID now, you test positive, you still have to quarantine and do the regular protocol, right? Quarantine for 5 days and...
Yeah, just so that we're not spreading around to other folks, kind of keep it to ourselves. But a lot of people nowadays are doing pretty well with their COVID-19.
Yeah, why don't they recommend that for flu?
You know, that's a good question. I think likely some of the reason for not recommending it with flu would be that the rate of people getting super sick, dying from influenza is so much lower. But it might be something coming out of the pandemic that we end up thinking about. You know, in general, we do recommend that if you're sick, you stay home. I just think we didn't do it that well until COVID came around.
No, you're probably right. We've learned a lot. Yeah, that's very true.
All right, do we have time for one more? All right, let's go to Maureen in Wanakee. Hi, what's your question? Maureen, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, what's your question?
My question is related to the study that came out today in the paper from Germany about how COVID elevates the risk of autoimmune disease. And I'm wondering how we should be monitoring people who have COVID more than once as to whether what their signs are really COVID or the development of an autoimmune disease.
Yeah, I think that's a good question too. And I haven't seen the study from today, but there are other studies that look at COVID-19. And the way that COVID-19 makes you really sick is not so much the virus itself, but the virus really gets your immune system active. And that's where people go into respiratory stress and things like that. Now, what they see is that folks who have recovered from COVID, their immune systems are still kind of overactive. And that is kind of the scenario we might see other autoimmune diseases, such as, lupus or Sjogren's or things like that. I don't think we know enough to say that there's going to be this direct link, but certainly something that researchers will be paying attention to in the future as we look at long-term effects of COVID infection.
And we don't really know what the long haul is on this.
No, we still have people from years ago that are still having some symptoms. So we'll learn a lot over the next decade or so, but not definitive knowledge on what goes on with long COVID yet.
It's not going to go away.
No, for sure not.
We're living with it though, right?
We are.
All right. Thank you all for calling in. We are out of time. We'll do this again.
Yeah, we'll do it very soon.
Next week. Maybe not calls, but he'll be here next week.
Thank you, Dr. Bono.
You bet. Anytime, guys.
I will check your forecast coming up.
There's never been a better time for a fresh start with Feldco.
Jumpstart your home's upgrade this month with 40% off Feldco windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no money down and no interest until 2024. Warmer weather's on its way. Get your home ready now and enjoy your windows all season long.
Make your home feel new again with Feldco. But hurry, 40% off ends Tuesday. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
The Big Share and Online Day of Giving is March 7th. Advance social and environmental justice by supporting the nearly 70 nonprofit members of Community Shares of Wisconsin. Even a $5 donation can make change happen. Donate now through March 7th at thebigshare.org.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Sometimes you're so busy taking care of everyone else, you don't do enough for yourself or your mouth. But eventually it will remind you. When it does, Aspen Dental is here for you. We offer the custom dental treatments you need all under one roof right nearby. So we can bring more life to your smile and more smile to your life, affordably. New patients without insurance can get a complete exam and x-rays for $29 and 20% off treatment plans. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Schedule your appointment today.
Anytime Fitness is having a 10-day flash sale. For 10 days only, you can join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Get a coach and a community to support you with training, nutrition, and recovery. Now through March 10th, join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Hurry in now. This deal won't last long.
Reckless driving, penalties for felons having guns. Will reveal the latest state proposals to protect public safety. Then we highlight the importance of black media in history and its relevance today in Madison. That's coming up at 5.
A major winter storm, and we warned you first.
We're tracking a mix of sleet, freezing rain, and snow.
For accurate, up-to-the-minute coverage before, during, and after.
Those side streets are a real mess.
Trust News 3 Now, first warn weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
And the three things we'll need to know: Wednesday and March 1st is just going to be flat out gorgeous in terms of temperatures into the upper 40s. We're expecting some rain and snow showers tonight, but those will be light. And then heading in later part of this week, we have a potential possible snowstorm with the alert day in the forecast, because we could see some disruptive conditions from this next system heading into our Friday morning and for our Friday evening. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolta will be walking through this coming up at 5.
All right, thank you. On the next Live at 4, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company answers your plant and garden questions live.
And we'll talk to CBS travel reporter Wendy Gillette. She shows us how to get deals on airline tickets. There aren't many right now. If you've been looking, we'll have that coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
Have you heard? We've outgrown our space. Again! Save up to half off floor samples and special orders at Dwellings Construction Sale. Dwellings, interior design and home furnishings. Still Madison's best kept $150 secret.
It's time to upgrade your kitchen and save big on your next project with 11% off everything. Menards carries a great selection of in-stock appliances. From countertops to cabinetry, we have everything you need to turn your kitchen dreams into reality. Complete your look with quality One Oak cabinets. These cabinets come ready to install, ready to finish, and are ready to take home today. Right now, all quality One cabinetry is 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hold up. I'll be right there. It's about time.
Get personalized support. Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Want a flatter, tighter tummy? Then check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
Doctor, after my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me really self-conscious.
It's not your fault. That stubborn fat and excess skin is extremely hard to get rid of with diet and exercise alone.
That's exactly why I went to Sono Bello. I really trust their team of experts, and I finally got the flat stomach I had always wanted.
Introducing Ab EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
AbEX is a great alternative to a tummy tuck. So that stomach overhang that you mentioned becomes a flat, tight tummy fast with minimal downtime.
Schedule your free, no obligation consultation now to learn more about Ab EX by Sono Bello. Call 1-800-848-9429 or go to sonobello.com.
Have you heard? We've outgrown our space. Again! Save up to half off floor samples and special orders at Dwellings Construction Sale. Dwellings, interior design and home furnishings. Still Madison's best kept $150 secret.
In today's Final Touch, you've probably heard of the Madison-based band Garbage.
In Paraguay, there's a different kind of garbage band. It's Paraguay's Orchestra of Recycled Instruments, which gave an unprecedented concert near a landfill site in the city of La Paz. The idea was to raise environmental awareness about the amount of trash people generate. The city produces 670 tons of waste per day. The group, made up of young people, no one older than 20 years old, performs music with instruments made from solid waste they've built themselves. So far, they performed in 51 countries around the world. The audience this time was made up of authorities, neighbors, and mainly the staff of the urban cleaning company and waste workers. Interesting. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.